Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events in our province as well as nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of October the 9th, the first conference of TayNinh Provincial Party Committee, term of 2025 to 2030 officially opened. Before that, on the afternoon of October the 8th, the conference began its first working day with the preparatory section. The Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn Văn Quyết chaired the section. With the slogan of action of the conference, Solidarity, Democracy, Discipline, Breakthrough, Development. At the preparatory section, the conference announced the region, introduced the delegates and approved the working programs and elected the Presidium, the Secretariat, and the Delegates Qualification Examination Board. Immediately after that, the Presidium approved the program and working regulations of the conference. In addition, the preparation sections will also divide into discussion groups and guide the content of the comments on the documents of the 14th National Conference of the Party and the documents of the first TayNinh Provincial Party Conference. And immediately after the preparatory section, the conference divided into 7 discussion groups aiming to effectively promote the spirit, intelligence, and aspiration to contribute to the political report, review report, draft resolution, and draft action program to implement the resolution of the first conference of the TayNinh Provincial Party Committee, term of 2025 to 2030. Secretary Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Quyết attended and discussion group number 1. Evaluating the past term with many difficulties, especially the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic recession, the Secretary Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Quyết said that TayNinh still made efforts to overcome the difficulties and achieve the remarkable results, and therefore he asked the delegates to discuss thoroughly, consider whether the conference documents clearly demonstrated outstanding achievements or not, and then propose breakthrough development orientations for the coming period. Promoting the spirit of responsibility, the delegates of discussion group number 1 frankly contributed their comments on the conference documents. Many opinions focuses on editing the sentences to make them more concise, adding solutions to promote the fields, especially digital transformation in the spirit of resolution number 57, and at the same time emphasizing the urgent need to strengthen the network security, meeting the people's expectations. Notably, with nearly 269 kilometers of border, TayNinh has many advantages in developing border trade economy, but also faces challenges in national defense and security. The delegates propose expanding border patrol rules, strengthening connections in key border areas, especially national and international border gate areas. Regarding planning, opinions emphasize that it is necessary to enhance the planning, ensure synchronization and sustainability for economic, cultural, and social fields, as well as regional and national development orientations in order to create the momentum for sustainable development. We need to have the master plan to connect the tourism and the health sectors in our province, especially for the border areas, and where we connect for the visitors can have the health checkup and health treatment. Also, they have some destination of tourism in TayNinh province, and we have developed some services about health sector, about healthcare, and also about the services of tourism. And that will contribute to the developing of the economy of TayNinh province in the near future. The profound and highly constructive contributions not only demonstrate the sense of responsibility and enthusiasm of the delegates, but also affirm their determination to join hands to strongly develop TayNinh, striving to become a bright spot in the key economic region of the South in the coming term.
At the discussion group number 2, delegates work with a spirit of democracy, responsibility, and high intellectual concentration, contributing many enthusiastic opinions to the draft documents submitted to the Congress. Delegates basically agree with the draft documents of the 14th National Congress of the Party and draft documents of the first Congress of the TayNinh Provincial Party Committee, term of 2025-2030. Many opinions highly appreciated the elaborate preparation, reasonable layout, content close to reality, clearly demonstrating the innovation, policy, and vision for sustainable development in the coming period. During the discussion, delegates focused on many important issues such as economic development associated with environmental protection, improving the quality of human resources, striving to build high-quality vocational training schools to meet the requirements of individuals, to meet the requirements of industrial and service development of the province. In general, the opinions at discussion draft number 2 were constructive, contributing to the completion of the draft document, demonstrating the delegate's sense of responsibility for the comprehensive and sustainable development of TayNinhTV province in the new term.
And the first conference of the TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee term of 2025 to 2030 will take place from October the 8th to the 10th of 2025. In this term, TayNinhTV identified is at the time for the golden opportunity for the breakthroughs. The province aims to develop rapidly, strongly, dynamically, and sustainably, striving to reach the top 10 localities in the country in terms of economic scale, growth rate, budget revenue, and people's income. The conference sets out 22 main targets, of which the average economic growth rate is from 10 to 10.5% per year. The average income per capita by 2030 is over 94 million Vietnam dong, and the state budget increases at least 50% compared to the previous term. The province also sets a target that by 2030, there will be no more poor households. 90% of communes will meet the new rural standards, and more than 80% of schools meet the national standards also. Our business community has a great confidence in the province's orientation in the coming time. If the province continues to invest in infrastructure, logistics, and continues to reform administrative procedures, the businesses will have more opportunities to develop production and business to continue contributing to the overall development of the locality. TayNinhTV has a great advantages in agriculture, high technology, and tourism. We hope the province will have policies to encourage and promote products to increase market competitiveness. The new rural construction program has achieved impressive results, with 82% of communes meeting new rural standards. The appearance of the countryside has changed positively, and the people's lives have been clearly improved. The poverty rate is among the lowest in the country. In the past time, the people's lives have been stable and developed. I see that the people's income has increased. In the coming time, the people's wishes for business activities will be paid more attention by the state, and administrative procedures will be faster to facilitate the people's development. With the role of youth, the young generation of the country, I hope that in the coming time, the party will continue to pay attention, issue more policies and guidelines to be more practical, take care of nurturing and promote the youth of Vietnam. Specifically, the party will create more opportunities for learning, employment, and support startups for young people to practice, contribute, and mature. We also determined that it is the first conference of the new province after the merger, how to make it worthy of a new province, and also the first conference to create foundation and position for the next conference to inherit and develop better in the following terms. With that aspiration and determination, TayNinhTV is opening a new development path aiming at the goal of building a prosperous and happy life for the people. And in Mỹ Hạnh Commune, TayNinhTV Provincial People's Committee and Phương Mai Long An Joint Stock Company have just held a groundbreaking ceremony for a large-scale modern social housing project. This is one of the 3 key projects to celebrate the first conference of TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee, term of 2025 to 2030. The social housing project is built on an area of 1.8 hectares, including a common basement and 3 27-story apartment buildings, providing a total of 1,646 apartments, including 1,269 social housing units and 377 commercial housing units. The project is expected to be completed in the third quarter of 2027, and TayNinhTV currently had 59 industrial parks and 82 industrial clusters, attracting nearly 470,000 workers. TayNinhTV province affirmed that it will continue to complete the social housing development project, create the clean land funds, attract businesses to invest, and contribute to improving the quality of life for workers. And ladies and gentlemen, the working group of the Department of Agriculture and Environment of TayNinhTV has just conducted a survey and worked with Vĩnh Châu Commune on the construction of works serving the project developing 1 million hectares of high-quality and low-emission rice monoculture associated with the green growth in the Mekong Delta by 2030.
In the period of 2025-2030, Vĩnh Châu Commune registered to participate in the project with an error of about 800 8,600 hectares, attracting over 1,900 households to participate. The locality proposed 7 infrastructure works serving the specialized cultivation area, including hardening the deck surface of the south bank of Canal 79, closing the deck around Cayam Hamlet and Langsang Hamlet, construction of the 27/7 canal system, the canal parallel to the Ngang Canal, reaching and operating the deck of the T1 Canal. When completed, these projects will help prevent floods, proactively source water for irrigation, facilitate transportation and agricultural production, and contribute to effectively implementing the project's objectives. Through a field survey, the working group recommended that Vĩnh Commune ensures the synchronization, efficiency, and sustainability of the projects, avoiding fragmented investment, which reduce the value of the project.
And facing the competition from many new sports, the tennis still affirms its position as appeal to students. And thanks to the support of the Vietnam Tennis Federation, the clubs and parents, many youth tournaments are held regularly and creating the condition for the young tennis players to practice, hone their skills, and also nurture their dreams of becoming professional athletes, tennis players. Not only hoping to improve the physical strength, tennis also trains the students in tactical thinking, discipline, and patience right from when they are still in school. On the tennis court, strong, decisive shows and a vibrant, cheering atmosphere have created their role appeal and have received the support from many parents to help them pursue their passion for sports systematically and long-term. When my child was 6 or 7 years old, I planned for him to play tennis to improve his health and avoid bad habits such as playing games, watching TV all day. Along with the systematic investment from sports clubs, more and more tournaments for school-age children are organized in professional format of the 3 sets of competition. A typical example is the Hilton Tennis Tournament for excellent tennis players U12 to U14, attracting the participation of many promising young tennis players in and outside the province, contributing to the strong development of the school tennis movement. And during the training process, he has trained his eligibility and perseverance. And when I participate in national and international tournaments, I get to compete with very good players, which help me learn more. In the strategy of developing Vietnamese tennis, the federation focuses a lot on the youth training, and we always spend over 50% of the matches in the year organizing national and also international youth tournaments. In the first 9 months of 2025, the Vietnam Tennis Federation organized 24 tournaments, including 14 national and international tournaments and 7 grassroots tournaments. It is expected that in the last 3 months of the year, there will be continued to be 14 tournaments, bringing the total number of tournaments in a year to nearly double compared to the same period in previous years. And the tournaments not only create a healthy playground, attracting a large number of tennis players to participate, but also serve as an environment to discover and nurture the talented young tennis players, contributing to the next generation of the Vietnamese tennis in the near future. And we move to other news, ladies and gentlemen. From October 10 to the 12th, the first World Culture Festival in Hanoi will take place at the Thăng Long Imperial Psychiatric Heritage Center, a UNESCO-recognized World Cultural Heritage, and it is a large-scale cultural event open to the public on October the 11th to the 12th. The festival has the participation of 48 countries with a record number of representative agencies and cultural activities, 45 cultural spaces, and 34 international culinary booths, 23 domestic and foreign art troupes, 12 publishing units, and 22 countries participating in the international film screening program. And with the motto, "Culture is the foundation, art is the means," the festival aims to become an annual cultural diplomacy activity of international stature, contributing to connecting the people of different countries and enhancing understanding and trust between Vietnam and international friends. The event is organized by the Ministry of Culture, Sport and Tourism of Vietnam in coordination with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Hanoi People's Committee, affirming the role of culture in sustainable development, the peace and global cooperation. And along with promoting the mechanization, selecting the high-yield rice varieties is a key task in agricultural restructuring program of Hưng Yên province. With more than 50 years of experience, Thái Bình State Group has become a leading enterprise in the field of plant varieties in Vietnam, and with the mission of sowing seeds to build golden harvest, the enterprise constantly innovates and applies the high technology in research, production, and training of quality rice varieties. Thái Bình Seeds development strategy is based on the three pillars: high-quality human resources, application of science and technology, and expanding cooperation. And currently, the group has built a close ecosystem from research to product consumption. In Hưng Yên, many agricultural cooperatives have been Thái Bình Seeds rice varieties thanks to their stable output and high yield. Expected that in the early 2026, Thái Bình Seeds will put into operation a high-quality rice processing factory applying the most modern technology in the world. And on October 8th, the Ministry of National Defense dispatched 3 helicopters to transport 4 tons of essential goods, including dry food, instant noodles, medicine, etc., to help the people in isolated flood-affected areas in Lạng Sơn and Cao Bằng provinces. The 2 Mi-17 and Mi-17-1 helicopters of Regiment 916 Air Force Division 371 departed from Gia Long Airport at 9:50 and 10:20, respectively, to reach the severely isolated areas such as Yên Bình Commune and Vân Nham Commune of Lạng Sơn Province, directly commanding the loading and unloading work and implementing relief at the airport was Major General Vũ Hồng Sơn, commander of the Air Defense Air Force. The use of helicopters is to promptly support the people in isolated areas due to the flood hit and ensuring that the people do not go hungry or lack medicine. And ladies and gentlemen, the Cao Đài Holiday of TayNinhTV this year hundreds of thousands of followers and visitors attending the Beauty Palace Festival. In the church space, the 4 spirit dance of dragon, unicorn, turtle, faunus become a special highlight expressing the profound religious value and traditional cultural identity of the Cao Đài religion. Among them, the Insane Dragon Dance is the most outstanding performance. This is the Insane Dragon Dance performed at the most solemn occasions in the rounds of the Cao Đài Holiday of TayNinhTV, adding to the sharpness and solemnity of the festival. With such a graceful and lively performance, it has captivated by the audience. It is not only a performance imbued with the unique folk art values, but also a spiritual ritual, expressing the respect to the Rain Mother Goddess and the wish for the national peace and prosperity and favorable weather and wind. From Long Xuyên, I went up here twice, and the Insane Dragon Dance was very majestic and meaningful. The dragons were really big and long, and the fire breathing was very effective. I think it was worth for the trip. I must say it was so beautiful. I have never seen the Insane Dragon Dance before. This is the first time. If I have the chance next time, I also want to come here many more times like this on the occasion of this religious festival, especially this Insane Dragon Dance. I really like it. Not only attracting the tourists from all over the country, the Insane Dragon Dance is also given special attention and affection by the people of TayNinhTV. This year, this performance continues to impress with the 2 Insane Dragons 10 meters long, exquisitely crafted. About 100 people skillfully performing the dance, breathing fire, along with the other performances, recreating the shark images in folk culture and making the rite ceremony more vibrant, solemn, and unique, attracting hundreds of thousands of pilgrims and international tourists to the Shark Holy Land to attend the ceremony. The Insane Dragon Dance a few years ago was only 1 dragon, but from 3 to 4 years now, there are 2 Insane Dragons at a time, so everyone has invested a lot of efforts, and the scale is also larger, so it attracts more and more tourists, even developing more and more each year, making me feel more proud. From the hands and hearts of Cao Đài followers, the Insane Dragon Dance is not only an art performance, but also a symbol of faith, solidarity, and kindness. Its dance, mark, and fire evoke the enduring vitality of TayNinhTV homeland, a land imbued with love. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.